Hi everybody, my name is Carl. I'm a personal trainer at the Marcel Bujold Sports Center in Gaspé. And since the sports center is closed, I've decided to put together a few videos to show you some ways of staying active while in isolation. So, this video is made in English, but there is a French version of it. Please see the description below for a link to that video. Now, of course, with any exercise, there is a risk of injury. So I encourage you to respect your boundaries and your limits when doing any exercise. In this short video, I'll be showing you 5 different exercises. The goal is that you will complement these exercises with a walk or a run. So when it comes to doing the exercises, you can either do them individually, so one set at a time, or you can do them in stations. So let's say you do 10 side squats, then another exercise, and then you finally come back to 10 side squats. Alright, so for our first exercise, we're going to be looking at the side lunge. The side lunge is a good alternative to the regular lunge, which is a really commonly practiced exercise. Alright, so when it comes to actually doing the movement, so you're going to start with feet hip width apart. So your first repetition, you're going to spread out one leg out, and when doing the movement, you want to make sure you keep your abs nice and tight, and you push your butt out so that you're really sitting into the movement. So here, this is how it goes. I like to put my hands in front of me, sit into the movement, up. Other side, up. Like so. As simple as that. A few times. And you really want to make sure that you're really pushing your butt out so that you're really sitting into the movement. And you want to avoid bending forward. While bending one knee, I'm going to keep the other leg really straight and come down. Like so, and up. And down, and up. As simple as that. For our next exercise, we have the jump squat, or the explosive squat. The idea with the jump squat is that you perform a normal squat and then jump up in the air and absorb down. This is called plyometrics. Plyometrics really work in absorption. So the idea is that when you're doing your squat, so a regular squat, you jump up, and then on the way down, you really need to absorb, and that forces your muscles to really contract and to absorb all your body weight. Of course, when you're leaving the ground and landing down again, you're adding a lot of stress to your joints and articulations. If the explosive nature or the stress put on your joints while jumping you feel is too much for you, I might recommend you do a regular squat or simply do a chair squat instead. So, when it comes to actually doing the movement, we're going to start with a similar stance as the side lunge. So, legs about hip width. And now, like a normal squat, you're going to push your butt out, squeeze your abs, stand up nice and straight, open up the chest. I like to put my arms in front of me. And now, down, up, like so. As simple as that. In a regular squat, just as a jump squat, you'll want to make sure that your knees don't go over your toes, just to protect your knee joint. And it's really as simple as that. You'll want to make sure as well that you're really absorbing. So in this way, I like to use the example of a ninja. You want to make as little noise as possible. So you really want to avoid clunking down. So you really jump, absorb, jump, absorb. And there you go. Our next exercise is the mountain climber. So this exercise is pretty similar to the jump squat in the way that it's very cardiovascular. So it works quite a bit the cardio. To do this exercise, you want to get a step or do it on the ground. The initial position is similar to a push-up. So you want to make sure that your butt is tight, legs tight, abs flexed, and you keep your hands right about under your shoulders. So, I'm doing the easier version, up elevated, but you can also do this on the ground, and I'll show this in a minute. The idea of this exercise is that you're just raising up one leg at a time, rapidly. And you want to do this while making sure that your butt and your back don't move side to side or elevate. So, shown, it's pretty simple. Think of tilted running. So the ground version is basically the same. Push-up position on the ground. And when you're ready, start. And it's that simple. So for this exercise, you can either count it in time, so you can say, I'm doing 20 seconds on and then 5 seconds break, Or you can say, I want to do 25 repetitions while counting 1, 1, 2, 2. Simple. So, for our next exercise, this one is one that I chose to do with a can, but it's oftenly done in a gym with weights or a pulley. It's the log cutter. The log cutter is pretty simple, and it's an exercise that works the obliques and the shoulder mobility. So, to start off, we're going to start off with legs shoulder width apart, and tight abs, very tight glutes, an open chest, and you want to make sure that your shoulder blades are hugging your spine. Open up, and now, pretty simple, you're going to bring up your arm with the can in hand, and as if you were felling a tree, you're going to drive down that can very slowly, and eventually do a pivot with your foot. Come back, and again. It's really important that you include the breathing in this exercise. So, the breathing ensures that you're really squeezing your abs as much as you can when you should be squeezing them. So in this exercise, when I go up, I breathe in, and going down, breathe out completely. So, for our last exercise, this one's a really fun one, and it goes down on the ground. This is the bear crawl. The bear crawl is pretty simple. It's basically getting on your hands and knees and walking. Similarly to the other exercises, we want to start off with a tight glutes, tight abs, and a really opened up chest. Now, I'm gonna get on the ground, like so, and it's pretty simple. We're just gonna lift up our knees. So up, get them pretty close to the ground but not touching, and then all we'll do, while keeping it back, straight back, we wanna start walking. And now back. In doing the movement, you want to make sure that you keep your hips isolated from the rest of your body. And so, the only thing that should be moving are the arms and the legs. So you want to avoid moving side to side or up and down. Otherwise, this can be a pretty difficult movement. So if you find that it's too hard, feel free to lift up your knees slightly, like so. And if it's too easy, really get those knees nice and close to the ground. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions or if you want any recommendations about any exercises you saw today. The email address will be on the screen and in the description below. Please, I encourage you to stay safe and only do motions that you feel comfortable doing and modify them if you need. Thank you for watching. I encourage you to stay safe and stay active.